Оп. Музло. Обустроились, я смотрю. А это, я смотрю, не мешает. Ну как, нравится вам это благодать?
Back to the heavyweight jam. Hardcore. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All core. All right. Yeah.
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime, invisible movement of the music.
Hardcore.
Да, хардкор.
Is it though?
Да?
But is it? I mean, really?
Feels like you should reply with the very pinnacle of idiocy here, so that things get totally transcendent. But you haven't gotten there yet, so you don't know what to say.
Мне такая мысль приходила.
I am the mic enforcer. I am the chicks checker. Yeah!
Хорошо, будь по-твоему, как говорится. Это что-то до сих пор ковыряется в земле.
She's whistling a melody, her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit. At the sound of your footsteps, she stops what she was doing and turns to you.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to thank you instead.
Зачем?
For getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are.
Ну и как остальные?
Good, I think. Lloyd is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control. Sauna, the programmer, she's doing whatever she does behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much. And the crab man hasn't shown himself, thank God.
Мне ногу прострелили.
Ouch. I did notice you limping, but I thought maybe it was your thing. Well, when I was 16, I used to date this guy who had a limp. But it only showed when he was sober. So I guess it wasn't real or something. I don't know. Anyway, shot in the leg. I'm sorry. Man, that must suck.
Да. Не хочешь рассказать о своих
Sure.
коллегах?
You helped us out. I can repay the favour. What do you want to know?
Начнем с камона.
What do you mean?
Например, чё он так орёт всё время?
Oh, that. He's the party boy. And Nordic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No offence if you like rock music though. Rock music's cool by me.
Никто не обижается, продолжай.
Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. That's where the party boy comes in. He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how awesome everything is. It's very catchy.
Очень, прям я вижу, у вас тут веселье безудержное.
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance, like sneezing makes you sneeze, or yawning makes you... Anyway.
И откуда он? Давно он в вашей компании?
Actually, we don't know where he's from, or who he is really. One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forburg. Or maybe even Coal City, I can't remember. Maybe it was Coal City.
The worst of the banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamrock, on the dusty slope of Montmartin, the remotest possible area of Revachol. No one even wants to exploit those people anymore.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines. There were mines? Yeah, it was in Coal City. Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. Couldn't even speak. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was. I think his name is Jermaine. People are sweet.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent for a moment or two. You wish you'd been there.
Действительно. Что просто...
Who do you want to know about?
Noik.
He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Forberg, making the pilgrimage up north to visit the Elysium. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle.
Чем он занимается?
What do you mean do? Like for a living?
Да.
He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that, in a shop somewhere. He abides by the hardcore, sir. You would have to ask him yourself.
Так, а ты?
Sir, I abide by the law.
A strange feeling. Every now and then, something feels off about the way she speaks. She doesn't change tone, but you feel as though there's more about her than she lets on.
Что еще за паломничество?
It's just something poor Forberg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock, or as much as possible.
И в чем проблема?
I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering.
Предположим, что я не бывал там.
Okay, then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people.
Может, я так и сделаю, если выживу.
Yeah.
Так.
Who do you want to know about?
Расскажи про Андре.
Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he is. To me, at least. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. Puts into place. He's an organizer.
Так. И что он организовывал?
Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. He really wants this church thing to work. Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super intelligent.
Понятно.
I've never seen him so psyched about anything though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's his last chance or something. Or maybe he was just high. I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know?
От жизни?
Yes. Anyway.
Может, он лысеет, думает, что это его единственная надежда?
Come to think of it, yes.
This is the first time you've heard her laugh.
He's in some kind of a self-destruction mode with that hair of his. Bleaching it like that. Probably wants to get rid of it altogether.
Так, Андре твой парень?
Yes.
Ну ладно.
Who do you want to know about?
Насчет Тьяга.
Oh, the crab man. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climbs around the rafters. I just tried to stay away from the crab man. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on.
Ну или о чем они?
Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough, I guess.
Чем он там занимается?
Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we supposed to do, yell up at the tower? Who do you want to know about?
А что насчет Соны?
Oh, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. I'm not really sure how to vibe with her, you know? Seems like she's not in a very good mood most of the time. But earlier today she told me about Welkins. And she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures. Some artistic idea. I didn't really listen, I was busy with my mic.
Так, с другой стороны, расскажи-ка о себе.
Me? Again?
Да, я все
I
забыл.
told you, I'm a silver bird.
There's that phrase again. Really reminds you of something.
Что это
It
значит?
means I don't answer questions about myself.
Так, скажи, что ты не все себе расскажешь, что я упускаю.
Alright. There is.
Так. Я полицейский.
Is there a law that would stop me from lying, though?
That would depend on the circumstances.
Понял, отстал.
Thank you. Sure.
Так, поймать серебристую мухоловку или восьмерка, эмпатия равные шансы. Что, покрутим казино немножко, 42%.
Welcome back.
The device feels light. An angular Omicron logo adorns the yellow plastic cover. Underneath you see a reel of tape rolling. You put the device back on the floor.
Это бесполезно, 42 это слишком мало. Так, а ты мне что можешь сказать?
You got us in, cop. I can't believe you got us in.
with wonder in his sharp eyes.
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority. But you really came through for the hardcore underground.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite ungainly shapes on the church floor, sweating profusely. Estelle using her contact mic to listen to a tree underwater. The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him is rattling from the bass. Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk. And in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
Так, у этих ребят есть искра, я ее ценю. Лучше уж здесь, чем в той палатке, там было небезопасно. Так, аккумулированный коп. Сделать ради человечества. Лучше здесь, чем в той палатке.
Okay.
What he means is, you're right, actually. The tent was a safety hazard, and this place was deserted anyway.
Что думаешь по поводу
It's
церкви?
a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more.
Ты говоришь, что как плотник?
I don't say much anything as a carpenter anymore. They tried to make me into a reckoner and a leveller. Made me a bit manic, you know. I regret the time I dedicated to that profession and that worker collective. I say things more as a member of the hardcore side dance community these days.
Не хочешь спросить, куда я ехал?
Why? You're a cop. I carry carpentry tools.
Ага. Как думаешь, сколько этой церкви? Лет 300?
That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the coast here. Was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something, but I understand. Alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantities of solitude. The sea, perhaps something more fundamental.
He means something paranatural. He must...
I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
В каком стиле построена церковь?
A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism, lawmongerer. It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture.
И какой она была, эта доларианская?
Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that help you out?
И на что были похожи эти доларианские здания?
Like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white. A false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. They really dug that power vertical. Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires. Put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Marriage shit. Virtue and tyranny.
Насколько я вижу, церковь не покрашена в белый.
Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside before the sea wind took all the paint off.
Year after year, flake after flake, whitewashed clean, then covered in green moss.
Так, что ты имеешь в виду под мертвыми телами?
Dead bodies of perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
Духовное разорение?
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, cop man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away. They had sensed that she could no longer see them, and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body, but whatever it was that made her body live. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it.
Так, во-первых, откуда эта
A
цитата?
Sarais man who lived a long time ago, an ancient hardcore brother.
Так, ты скажешь, что религия перестала быть хардкорной? Ты хочешь сказать, что не являешься поклонником системы светочей?
A 3,000-year-old tyrannical regime of history. built and maintained by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false core.
The way he says it, the force in false core is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
Ты полагаешь, что танцевальная музыка сможет победить систему?
Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do.
Ну и как тебе витраж?
I don't. Fucker giving me the evil eye.
Это великий свет Долорес Дэй. Базар фильтруй.
You defend her, law minion. She was a mass murderer. What's up with that?
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love. Mass murder on the floor.
Так. Ты нас светишь гуманизма.
Humanism leads to eating sugar and pigs. Humanism was invented to mass-produce billions of humans. Billions of humans can mass-produce hundreds of billions of pigs.
And many, many more tons of sugar.
She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we're living, isn't real life. It's a strategy for some kind of victory against a long-dead opponent. But, yo, I'm only annoyed. What do I know?
Так. Такие, нифига 8 вариантов целых. Она красивая.
She invented the beauty you're feeling. Seeing her glass cutters and iconographers, you set the standard, alright? Then you meet it. It's effective like that, but it is also very soft of core. That so-called beauty of hers.
Значит, мне нравится попса, потому что...
You wouldn't be the first. Millions liked her. She's got those mass-murdering lips.
Ну да, но нынче всех подряд обвиняют в массовых убийствах.
No one says Arno van Eyck is a mass murderer. The anodic pioneer Rietveld is not a mass murderer. He is not accused of mass murder. Likewise, no one says Jermaine Egghead or Andre are mass murderers. You can live entirely outside that suspicion. Billions of people go about not being guilty of mass murder.
Так, ага.
Just not her.
Пересечения были очень удачным проектом.
Are you a commie cop?
Да.
Then that's why. Communism's just a bloody humanism, if you ask me. Has her love all over it.
А чего дали? Так, я сильно чувствую, что в ней есть что-то
There
пугающее.
is. She is a party repellent and must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
Оставь ее.
The speed freak's eyes narrow with suspicion, as if he's looking at a man possessed.
It's not coming down. People are gonna love it. It'll be like our thing. Plus it keeps the cold and the rain out.
Так, разве она не была воплощением мирового духа?
The world spirit does not have a body. It has organs. Hardcore is an organ of the world spirit. This Arno van Eyck track is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting that built this house are also organs. She's a thief, if you ask me. An organ thief. All innocences are.
По-твоему, она была, человеком?
I like this question, cop man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. The life of an operator. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent. Or some shit like that.
Меня тоже все ненавидят.
Well, they loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
Ладно, хватит.
What a strange choice of word. Caustic. That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window?
Это красиво.
Why do you keep saying that if it isn't making you feel well? Don't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about that damn window.
Так. Вернемся к дружине. Ну, об этой женщины. Как идет
Hard to
обустройство?
say, cop man. Signs in here are distinctly wild. Gonna take a while before everything's proper. I did get to talk to the crab man though.
Ты протяга?
Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown of this place. dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us.
Потому что вся эта телега про материнскую любовь тебя не пугает. Вся телега про трезвость.
Have you been listening to what Egg's been saying? Love is hardcore, man. And the mother's love is the hardest core of all. The man picks up on stuff. And he knows a lot about the church. I got a lot to learn from him. Good thing you didn't squash him.
Так. Что он тебе рассказал об этой церкви?
The crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus.
Ты хочешь сказать, здесь есть покойники?
Not like a literal sarcophagus. I'm just being metaphorical.
Для чего?
Encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Isla. I think that's what the crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs. Like, this is some old world shit Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church, surrounding it, to contain it.
Ничего не понимаю.
I don't know, and it's not something they properly understood either, what it does. But it's what this Sona person is looking for, and it'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things they really can't.
Почему ты считаешь, что Сона достигнет неудачи?
Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like substance.
Я уже думал, Мартинезию в проклятую торговую зону. Может, они от этого пытались уберечься?
Like a concentric ring spreading out. The struggling villages. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here.
Думаешь, что-то в этом есть?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. It's not even a thing we can answer, Cop Man. Even I have limits. I'm a limited psi person.
Ну, если это что-то неосязаемое, ты волноваться не
Maybe you can figure things out, Cop Man. I think we got on a good level here.
Да, конечно. Текс. Чистить загадку Эйкомона. Способ поговорить с ним, просто вы его еще не нашли. Точно не имеет никакого отношения к настройке на одну волну. Попробуйте еще раз, говорит игра. Так, Сон, ну как тебе новые постояльцы?
Yes, what is it?
Так, как продвигается проект? Вижу, что здесь заехали, все, что служит, это танцевальная музыка.
What? What did you say?
Я спросил, как проект?
I can't hear you! The music is too loud!
Проект!
Oh, the project! It's not going well!
Почему?
There's that guy! I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so that I can route the audio signal through the mixer into the speakers.
Так, почему не
He
попросить?
doesn't listen to me! He only ever seems to care about hardcore and Yekukata! A place to be, apparently!
Ладно, я поговорю с
Thanks.
ним.
Maybe you can get through his magic rhymes! Let me know how it goes!
Так, чувак. Серьезный разговор.
We're close. True, hard, full, car.
Так. Помогите своим с проектом. Помогите своим Эйкомону для внешнего источника сигнала. Вот
It's
как.
hard car.
Даже не знаю, что
Skipper D, Skipper Danger. I am the rearranger.
у нас ничему не
We're
приведет.
close. True, hard, full, car. Hard
Помолчи.
car.
Точно?
Yeah!
This young man adds a capital G before the H in his yegs and args. This produces a guttural Gotvaldian accent and makes him sound more animal, more... Or maybe it's not Gotvaldian. Maybe it's Oranese. Probably an homage to Oranje, where Arno van Eyck is from, judging by his name. Could you be listening to an Arno van Eyck creation right now?
Так, значит, это и есть музыка знаменитого Ван Эйка.
You know about him?
Ну как сказать?
You know Van Eyck?
И команд, твоя подруга Селя сказала.
Good, good. The Advent?
А что насчет кабеля, ты придурок?
We're close. True, hard, full, hardcore.
Так.
Yeah!
This young man,
Да.
The Y to the E to the A 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 to the G to the H to the exclamation mark.
Ни хрена себе.
Yeah!
he missed one A.
Так. Ты одну А пропустил.
I'm the hard rhymer, the track attacker, the mic enforcer, the sixth checker. I am
Так понимаю, мне нужно просто прощелкать все варианты
the
разговора
close.
с ним.
True, hard, full, hardcore. Yeah!
This young man, or maybe it's not,
The
Да.
white. Yeah!
he missed one A.
Ты одну А пропустил.
It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice.
Что это все обозначает?
The cloud. True, hard, full, hardcore.
Точно, ты уверен?
This young man adds a capital G, or maybe it's not got volume. Maybe it's Oranese. Probably an homage to Oranje, where Arno van Eyck is from, judging by his name. Could you be listening to an Arno van Eyck creation right now?
Так. Лабиринт слов. Действительно, лабиринт слов. А,
You know about him? You know Van Eyck?
да.
Wow.
The skinny wraith looks at you with some disbelief.
So am I. So am I. Oh, is that why they call you Egghead? Because Egghead to the Mega. The K became the G. The boy became the man.
Неужто я его разговорил?
The Advent?
Слушай, Андрей, помоги со своим этим дурачком.
Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000. Ecstatic vibrations, totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too. Now the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honors, detective?
Так. А ты как его
The
назовешь?
name. Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
Andre's overthinking it.
Yes, you should do it, detective. It would be good for the signs.
Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do.
Ну, Селя, ты как назовешь клуб?
How about something simple? Like the club?
Too modern and too ironic. We don't want ironic. We want real. Real and true and beautiful. Like a morning after the rave.
Так, камон.
Yakokata! Yakokata! The place to be!
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological catastrophe. That's too morbid, eh? Got anything else?
Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega! No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega. It has to be bigger than the scene.
Ну и
The amnesia.
амнезия.
Like the... I can't remember the name of the club, Amnesia.
Amnesia! It's not amnesia, guys.
Так, Сона, ты что думаешь?
I don't.
Good. We have too many opinions anyway.
Ким?
I wouldn't build a club, and I wouldn't name it either.
An underground place with no name? Sounds like something the Crabman would say.
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Why not? The Crabman has ideas, Estelle. Ideas from another level of consciousness.
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas. His ideas are spooky. Next, please.
Кажется, я
You
придумал.
have? Well, what's the name?
Диско Elysium.
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean? Elysium.
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it? Forgotten.
The past is the future, but the future is dead. No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave. Like we want it to be.
And short. And memorable.
It's settled then. Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion.
Ты чё
Descend-
творишь?
I'm dancing!
Нам нужно поговорить.
Yes, my man!
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself with mood?
Пострель на беду. Так, не, я,
Goodbye, officer.
к сожалению, я не смогу потанцевать из-за простреленного бедра. Не, можно, конечно, самообладание вкачаться по полной. Например, спину сохранить покерфейс. Говорит. Название нам. Так. У нас только Сона и Камон остались. Она. Что ты можешь сказать? Еще.
We're close. True, hard, full, car.
Вот как.
It's hardcore.
Так и будешь повторять?
Skibber D, skibber danger.
Разумно.
We're close. True, hard, hardcore.
Точно.
This young man adds a capital G before the H in his. Or maybe it's not got volume.
The Y to the E to the A 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 to the G to the H to the exclamation mark. Yeah!
He missed one A.
Ты одну
I'm the
пропустил.
hard rhymer, the track attacker, the mic and force.
А что Сона скажет на мой абсолютно не продвигающийся разговор
Yes,
с ним?
what is it?
Чего? Ну и как решать его загадку? У тебя есть догадка?
We're close. True, hard, full, car. Hardcore, hardcore to the mega.
Ну ладно.
Here comes the night. We're close. True, hard, hardcore. Hardcore to the internally coherent.
Так. Я хотел бы спросить, не знаешь ли ты, кто убил наемника?
Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeko Kata, the place to be.
Конечно, я буду знать, что
It's
это
the
не
message. So
понятно.
we're
Ничего не
close.
понятно.
True, hard, hardcore, hardcore to the internally coherent. Good morning, yeah. 1, 2,
Что за
3.
Yeko Kata?
Yeko Kata is a hardcore.
Yeko Kata is an abbreviation from the Gradian term, Zone of Ecological Catastrophe, an agricultural mega-project in the extreme southeast of the Gradian Isola. It involved cutting-edge approaches to irrigation and a completely new type of fertilizer, an intricate system of irrigation networks pockmarking the earth, intermittent seas of phosphorus mud, ripped tarpaulin fluttering in the wind. A pair of molten rubber boots also comes to mind. All in all, a truly hardcore place.
И все, что ты можешь мне
We're
сказать?
close. True, it's hardcore.
Так,
Skibber D's.
конечно,
We're
конечно,
close.
весело,
True,
но мы не
hard,
продвигаемся,
full,
мужичок.
hardcore. Hardcore to the mega, internally coherent.
Так,
All car, all right, yeah.
скажи,
Gotta
чем
get the
ты
people
занимаешься?
going.
Понятно.
Yeah, request. I want everybody. We're close. True,
Интересно, мне
it's
надо
hardcore. Skibber D, skip.
протыкать все варианты
We're
ответов.
close.
посмотрим.
True, hardcore, hardcore, internally all car, all right. Gotta get the people
Зачем?
going. I'm the party boy. It's my job.
Что значит ты, Саша?
Hardcore party 25/7 beyond the winter's orbit style.
There is a place far away in Cutler, beyond a certain latitude known as Winter's Orbit, where there are 25 hours in a day. It is a tremendously cold place, abandoned to drunks and failed rock stars, full of eternite, depression, and half-finished ski-flying hills. The Suru live there.
We're close. True, hardcore, internally coherent. All car, all right.
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very...
Hardcore.
Тебе, кажется, нет никакого.
The question is, what is the question?
Так, это было очень странно, если бы я задал тебе такой вопрос. Но я не задавал.
But there was a question.
Ну, просто был.
We're close. True,
Хоть что-то.
hardcore, internally all car, all
He furrows his...
hardcore. The question is, what is the question?
Просто отвечай на вопрос.
But there was no question. Be close. True. Hard cut. Internally. All car.
He furrows his...
Hard. Is it though?
Так.
One mind. One spirit.
Так, должен быть какой-то с ним поговорить. Действительно. Только я не знаю, как с ним поговорить. Может, нет.
The mother of humanism stands above you.
Витра что-нибудь скажет? Нет. К сожалению, нет. Ну или ты как-нибудь
Welcome back.
поведаешь. Это не то чтобы очень. Есть у меня что-нибудь, что может поднять мне навык эмпатии? Такс. Казалось бы, ну мне также почти на максимуме, но видимо нет. Сила воли, внутренняя империя. Так, присоединил на трепет. Энциклопедия электрохимия. А вот плащ пинбольщика. О! Какой же он укуренный. Все-таки. Трепет, грубая сила. Ну, может так получше будет.
Welcome back.
The device is still warm from her touch and heavy as a brick from the batteries inside. The company logo, Omicron, adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands.
Подожди, что? На каком побережье? Она сейчас внутри.
She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup.
Так. Создатели этого мира хотели сделать его лучше, но у них не вышло.
Your words echo through the hall. The wooden boards all around groan and creak. It's real. Tell her.
Какие детские фантазии ты можешь стать настоящим оружием?
What is?
Что? А еще если штука будет тьма.
I know. I'll stick to it. So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer?
Что меня гложет?
Come on, I can tell. But, okay. Be a boyadero about it if you want to.
Здравствуйте, себя выдай. Кое-что превращает мою жизнь в сущий ад.
What is it?
Думаю, дело в местном положении рабочего класса, из предпринимателей, да из иностранцев, представить свои корыстные интересы превыше всеобщего блага. Я даже не знаю. Наверное, люди, постоянно ставящие свои корыстные интересы.
Oh, really?
Ага. Никто не понимает, что иногда прогресс требует жертв.
So, the thing that's been eating you is the slow pace of social progress?
Так. Не, мне кажется, не в этом дело. Дело в этом. Не пойми меня неправильно. Сам я за постепенно настоящий прогресс. Просто не хочется, чтобы люди... Просто не хочется, чтобы люди были более рациональны. Вот и всё.
Okay. So you're not that upset, it sounds like.
Мне кажется, не в этом дело. Дело в этом. Не пойми меня неправильно. Сам я за постепенно настоящий, что иногда прогресс требует жертв.
So, the thing that's been eating you is the slow pace of social progress?
Так. Не, мне кажется, не в этом дело. Дело в этом. Не пойми меня неправильно. Сам я за постепенно настоящий прогресс. Просто не хочется, чтобы люди... Просто не хочется, чтобы люди были более рациональны. Вот и всё.
Okay. So you're not that upset, it sounds like.
Говоришь, тебе такое положение вещей меня чудовищно угнетает.
Uh-huh. And you're sure it's social progress you're distressed about, and not, I don't know, some chick?
Perhaps.
Так, которые сам до этого, возможно, они как-то с этим связаны.
Okay. Why do you think that?
Во-первых, они немного пахнут жвачкой.
Wow, man. That's pretty symbolic. Don't you think?
Да?
Okay. What else?
Так, они написаны женскими почерком, и, господи, как же хреново мне становится, когда я их читаю.
There you have it then. Chick trouble. Not political after all. Who was she?
Не
Really?
помню.
You seem to be pretty upset about this chica. Are you sure you don't remember anything about her?
Я только помню запах.
Wow, man. That's some pretty strange shit. Are you sure the letters were for you?
Да, уверен.
How come you don't remember though? Is it like some selective memory thing?
Погоди, что ты имеешь в виду под измерением
Man,
памятью?
when I get hurt, I just want to forget that shit, you know? That kind of selective memory.
Я думаю, дело скорее в том, что я напился до чертиков.
Yeah, or it might be that. This one time I did so much booze that I forgot too.
It's obvious she's done more than booze.
Or it might just be some psych bullshit, you know? Königstein wank.
Что?
You know, the psych thing they've got going on there. Rich people like it. People in Königstein are mostly rich.
Так, знаешь, не уверен, что это лучшая ситуация, но спасибо за сеанс.
You're welcome. Might be for the best to keep that shit forgotten though. Just my opinion. If it itches, don't scratch.
Yes, but it itches really, really bad.
Окей, хоть что-то.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
Так, это... То есть потому что я политически беседах всегда выбираю ничего из вышеперечисленного, да? Да, я сама рациональность, должен же какой-то кто-то сохранить здравый.
The air suddenly feels calmer, more transparent in a strangely tender way. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. But something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the kingdom of conscience.
Поведай мне о нем.
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
И как же добиться этих обстоятельств?
Incrementally. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
А как же все то плохое и неправильное, что есть у нас сейчас?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the kingdom of conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But what rationality?
Какая рациональность?
What sang-froid? What benevolence?
Какая великодушие. Так, где? Путь в королевство совести вообще подразумевает хоть какие-то действия или только сохранение статус-кво?
Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
Да?
There you have it. Sometimes holding the line is progress.
Ладно, но на что вообще похоже это королевство
The
совести?
kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The kingdom of conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Звучит шикарно. Скорее.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising? That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
Вроде мысль дали какую-то. Так, королевство совести. -2 сумрак, тихие воды. Окей. И что? Это мне, тем не менее, все равно никак не помогло разобраться с этим вот гражданином.
Vehicle true, hard, full, car.
Может, при первой встрече надо было первый вариант выбирать как-нибудь, я не знаю. Потому что я-то пошел сразу вот как.
Hard car. Hard car to the mega. Internally coherent.
Так,
All car, all right. Gotta get the people go. I'm the party boy. It's my job.
это
Two on the
всё.
track. Watch your back.
что-то Не очень-то мне это помогло на самом деле. Так, подожди, граффити, это да? Мурал трепет невозможно. Головомер убежал с циклом. Так, все остальные тоже рассыпались после перестрелки. Окей. Героическую птицу от трактиносов. Блин, я бы хотел вот с этим вот разобраться дерьмом сначала. Фак. Что мне с ним сделать-то? Что ему надо дать пыхнуть? Я даже не знаю. Книга про какаду.
There it is again. The scent of apricots with a touch of cinnamon. Smells like the end of some distant summer. The surface of another planet or some ancient temple. Yes, from the height of antiquity. A long, long time ago. Millennia ago. On an island of time you can never return to. The sun sets into the sea, but the water does not boil. Instead, it turns to liquid gold. For a moment, the world's store of precious metals seems to increase dramatically, and you are rich. There is a movement next to you, the shuffle of a small coat, warm like the evening. But when you turn toward it, there's nothing there.
Так, постой, вернись.
Why are you talking to a gun wrapper?
Сделать глубокий вдох.
Bitter, citrus, sweet. It seems to grow stronger like a glow with every breath you take. Whatever petrochemical byproducts they used to create this artificial flavor have bonded tightly to the wrapper. Or is that just your memory filling the gaps? Until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts behind your closed eyes. Made of toffee, cream, and distance. You just had to take a dive. Feels so familiar.
Окей, мне продолжают мысли какие-то выдавать одну за другой. Так, скорость реакции, жизнь прошлым. Ясно, что ничего не ясно. Разблокировать можно новые эти, у меня как раз 3 очка навыков есть.
The club, true, hard, full car.
Так. Что?
Hardcore to the mega. Internally
Я уже
coherent.
пересмотрел все варианты диалога с ним.
All right. Yeah.
He furrows his...
Hardcore. Ah. Is it though? But is it? I mean, really?
Вопрос в том, в чем вопрос.
No, but seriously,
надо же.
I'm a bit worried it isn't.
Надо было просто прощелкать
Don't
все
be
варианты
alarmed.
ответа.
Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so.
То есть теперь я смогу с ним нормально разговаривать? Так, почему у тебя на прыжке изображены легкие?
Lungs are for love.
L'amour, la compassion,
Love! In a woman's lungs. Lonely as I am, I'm not afraid. This strange damaged feeling grows on and on. Cause I've never loved someone like you before.
A dopamine surge
Oh, shit.
accompanies the words. It feels like electricity flowing down your scalp, dissipating into your neck. Feels good.
Ты
Like a
читать
spark
мысли
of...
умеешь?
No nation, but transnation. No war, but class war.
Значит ты не... ты коммунист. Значит умеешь.
Don't be a lunatic. Of course he is. Jermaine here just yells random things. Odds are, sooner or later one of them will come off as fault reading.
Yeah! Revolution imperative!
Unless you were thinking Revershaw imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar thing happen with eggs yelling. I know what you mean.
Слушай, давайте соврем.
That's fucked up, man. Lying like that. And a cop too.
Значит ты коммунист?
He's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a
Yeah!
Понятно.
With the rebel yell!
Так, ну почему ты не коммунист? Коммунизм это истина. Что ж ты не коммунист? Так. Категоричные взгляды мешают понять мотивацию каждой стороны.
Oh sure! I can do that!
If you want that, I can avoid taking a stand.
Please don't turn him into a moralist. I don't even know what to say to that.
Так, должен сделать выбор, тщательно проанализировать все за и против. Не становись, это путь по состоянию уловить достижимое. Не становись. Так. Еще что-нибудь.
It's time to compromise.
Так. Естественно.
I'm swiftly moving toward a solution which pleases nobody.
You feel Jermaine Egghead's smile is too enthusiastic. But it'll have to do for now.
Так. Ну как тебе церковь? Нравится?
Yeah! Back on the case! No disgrace! Bring it down to party place! The first page of the second chapter!
Похоже, тебя терзает сомнение, что что-то не так с этой музыкой.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore. Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last month, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper?
Так.
It's like it's only ultra.
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
Так. Это супер хардкор.
Fuck yeah, I knew it.
He seems sure, but you are left with the nagging doubt you might have overestimated the hardcoreness of that jam.
Ты можешь, что тебя зовут Жермен?
Dark hardcore! Jermaine Egghead!
Basically, yes it is.
Так, слушай, ты не мог бы вывести сигнал сона?
To the mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary! What kind of a cable does she use? 3.5 or 4.5?
3,5.
Oh, she uses 3.5. Yeah. The auxiliary lining is 4.5 millimeter.
Oh no, we're going to be in this church forever.
Да ладно
Don't
тебе.
worry, I have an adapter for it right here. Hang on, this is a 4.5. We're all good, people!
Whoa, thank God. Adapters noticeably degrade the sound quality.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay, let's get it all set up. Can we turn the music off, please?
Музыка.
Everybody! Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to turn off the Arno for just a sec. For a special scheduled event. The Arno will be back, but we're doing something else for one moment. Alright, go tell us that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes. And then I'll turn off the music.
Звуки. Ладно.
Alright!